What's up, everybody? I'm Avatage, and I'm here to have a shot at Omerta, City of Gangsters. This is a strategy, turn-based type deal with a bit of resource management kind of game in the vein of XCOM and that sort of thing, as far as I can tell. Although I haven't played XCOM or anything like that, so this is kind of my first foray into this type of game. So I might be fairly shit at it, but I've already been playing it. And you'll see once I load this up, we're going to go straight into some combat, because I thought it would be a good time to jump straight in, because the combat isn't as common as the other stuff. Like, you do spend more time doing resource management and that sort of stuff. So down the bottom here, you can see this is my combat team. I am using a gamepad, because this is a Kalypso game. And quite often I've found with Kalypso games, their keyboard support is not that great, or their control layouts are just rubbish. And it's a lot easier to just play with a controller, even though this sort of game I would normally play with keyboard and mouse. But having said that, this is my team down here. So let's select all of them to go into this, and I'll explain some other stuff later, but for now let's just look at the combat. So much like any other similar game, it is turn-based. You can see up at the top there's the turn order. We can rotate around and look at things and see what's going on. My frame rate is taking a bit of a cut here, which is interesting because it runs very smoothly every other time of the day. Who have we got selected? Okay, we've got this dude. So they all have different abilities and that sort of thing, as you can tell. Down the bottom left there you can see there's Fix-It is the guy who we're currently using, and he has different health stats and courage and that sort of thing, and there's AP and movement points and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to just send him up here.
Enemy sighted. And
he'll pause because he's seen an enemy who... Where is the enemy? Oh, over here. Okay. So this is a bank that we're heisting, by the way. Just thought I'd fill you in on that. Let's finish his movement over to there. And let's get him to... He can stay there. Yeah, he can stay there. And if we hit our right trigger, we should... Yep. Now this is our boss. This is me. Good old Avatage. I'm going to move him into this point. He's got fairly high movement points, so he's a good one to kind of move around a lot. And now we've got fairly good visibility. So there's one cop there that we want to take out. And I haven't seen any around here yet, but there might be, so I don't know if I want to run in there quite yet. You can't quite make it anyway, so let's not do that. Let's end his turn. We've got this dude here who can... What's his movement points? He's not that great. You can. It's good. There's a lot of good feedback on what you're doing as you go. So I can move him to, say, here, and you can see that point there. He'll be able to get a shot off on this dude. And let's do it just for the hell of it to see what happens. We don't want to move. No, 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 no. We want to... Okay. You can select different actions as well. So different types of shots and that sort of thing. It'll take a certain amount of more action points to be able to do that. Or I can hit left trigger to aim. And right trigger to attack. So he's going to shoot at him once. And can he move after that? I don't think he can, no. Or he hasn't got the points to anyway. So that's cool. We'll end that turn. And the doc, who's this guy, can come in. He can just scramble up there.
Where to now?
This guy can come in and we'll pop him in here, even though he's a little bit more exposed. But like I say, I'm not necessarily the best at this. He's probably a bit too far away for that. That's okay. He'll move and probably have a go at my dude. Yeah. So, this time we're going to move our guy right around here. Because he's a close combat melee kind of character. So I got 69% of hitting this dude. Bam. 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 And then we can maybe move him just up here to get him out of the way of anyone else who might show up in a sec.
Aye.
He can come round and... Will he be able to hit? Okay, he can hit from there. So let's pop him here. Let's see if he can have a shot.
Too much medicine.
Beautiful. So he managed to take that guy out. And we can't really move anywhere else.
On it.
So now we've got to start moving dudes in and finding stuff. And this is typical kind of strategy elements of this kind of game, I believe. How much more? We don't have any movement. Okay.
What?
So now we want to move forward into the bank and find some other dudes to take out. Because there's bound to be some elsewhere. We've got 3 more. Can't quite make it there. Let's move around to this side. But there's a lot of really good feedback on
need a drink.
what you can do and what happens where you go and that sort of stuff. Like you can see whenever I click somewhere to go, it will tell me if I can get there or not, and it will tell me how much cover I've got, and it'll also, once you get into it, it'll
Time
tell
to get
you
a move on.
if you're close, you'll be able to shoot anyone, or you know what the chances are and that sort of stuff. So at the moment we're going for the vault, so let's forget that for now.
On it.
We've seen around here and there's no one there, so we're not going to bother too much with that. He can go up there. Maybe he can go a bit closer. Can you come up this way? No. Okay. Let's put him behind the coffee table. That'll help. And
Let's go.
let's keep moving everybody up. It's a little bit slow at the moment because we haven't really found that many people. It's just that one cop at the start. There might be someone behind the vault door here, so we've got to be careful of that. Now, can he go a little bit further? No. Okay. And he's bleeding at the moment, so there's nothing I can do there. What I can do is get one of my other guys to help him out, so I can move this dude up here. And I do believe one of his special moves is bandage. So let's bandage our mate here.
All right, let's go.
Just while we get ready to come up this way. Move in. And do we want to go around the side, or do we want to just look in the back, the vault here? Let's just look in the vault.
See me and you die.
So he's seen that dude, so he pauses. And we'll just continue on. Although he's kind of hiding in the wrong spot, but that's okay.
Ready, boss.
He can't quite make it that far. Let's just send him here because he's kind of out of harm's way. Oh. Frame rate just died completely. Okay. You have to excuse the frame rate in the combat mode. It's kind of a bit... it's not the best, put it that way. Now I can have a shot at that dude from here. So let's do that. And let's go... Shoot him. Shoot him a couple of times. So he's got a rifle, so he's fairly good from a distance. And that'll do him. And he's going to pop out and have a go at us. How far can you come? You can come all the way here. Okay, cool. Because he's got a shotgun, so he needs to get in close.
Good.
Bam.
Who's next?
And obviously the exclamation marks here are the money that we're stealing.
Time to get a move on.
So let's move this guy in, and this is possibly a bit risky. No, okay. Let's go over here. And can we move a little bit further? Yep. Okay, now there are more policemen, so they're all coming in possibly from the outside, now that we've robbed the place. But you can see on the turn menu up there, there's more policemen coming in. So we might have to set up a little bit defensively. Let's pop him there.
I need a drink.
Let's pop him... Can you get there? Cool. So we need to get here to be able to exit. So this is where the difficulty is going to come in, I think, because we'll be able to... We'll have to take out dudes as we go. So he's having a shot at that guy. Now I can move fairly far with this dude, who's my guy. So let's get him as far as we can. He's not going to quite make it there. He's got the money. I think that was all the money as well, just to double check. Yeah, that's all the money. Okay. Old China there's gonna...
What?
Okay. Oh, I ended that guy's turn by mistake. I've only got 40% to hit there, so I'm going to try and move down here. So I can get some cover. Have a shot at this guy. Didn't do so well, but that's alright.
Aye?
You, son, can you hit this dude very well? 34%. Okay, you can come down there. Have a shot at him. Ooh, I shot the guy behind him. No worries. Now let's try and get through this quickly. I might cut it here and there depending
Let's go.
on how long this actually takes, because there's a lot more to this game than just what you see here. How far can you go? You can go all the way down there. But you've got the money, so we want to keep you in cover. But my guy's a melee character, so there's no point getting him too close with dudes who have big guns, like this.
Ready, boss.
God damn it. So you can see when I hover over this guy, there's also a 12% chance hit that I'm going to hit my mate. So I kind of want to move. So I'll bring him up here. And that's down half his health.
What?
Okay, this guy who I forgot to move last time because I hit end turn by mistake. He can cruise up here. And he has a 49% chance to hit. And I hit my mates anyway, so I'm not going to hit again.
I need a drink.
So his courage has gone down a fair bit. So let's shoot this dude. And can we do anything here? No, okay. Next turn.
Ah, applesauce.
Old Doc got
Time
killed.
to get a move on.
What we can do is... That's a self thing. Let's run him right up there.
Nothing personal.
You can knock him out.
On it.
This dude can come forward. Let's put him in there. Just that little bit closer. A little bit more chance to hit.
I'm way better than you.
Cool, got that dude. Now there's only one left. Oop.
Let's go.
Yep, come on man, we need you to sprint right up the front here. How far can you get? Okay, you can only get to about there. Can you hit this guy? Can't see. No worries.
Alright, let's go.
Because you do need line of sight for these things. You can stay there behind the plant. Oh, he's going to have a go at him.
Ready, boss.
Shoot him.
Ah, you're not so useless after all.
Okay, so we got rid of him. Oh, and there's another one. I thought he was maybe the last one. Oh, missed him. Okay. So a shotgun guy's going to get hurt a fair bit here. But maybe we can get him to take this guy out. Oh, come on. I should have been able to hit him. Can't believe I didn't hit him.
Alright, let's go.
Maybe I did, but the feedback wasn't good enough. Is there anyone else out here? Doesn't look like it. How close can we get to the end zone? Yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah, boss.
You, sir. Out you come. And get rid of this guy.
I shoot you, you fall down.
All enemies are dead, you are victorious. So I could, I guess, have escaped before killing all the enemies.
Great.
But that's essentially how the combat works. And then we have this overview kind of screen of the map, which is where you spend most of your time. And I really like this game because I think it's really cool. Like, the combat is fun and it's engaging, and you do have to think about it a lot. I'm not very good at it, but it doesn't matter. Like I say all the time, you don't have to be good at a game to enjoy it. So this is very enjoyable in my opinion. And basically, if we come over here, we have our hideout. And our hideout is our base of operations, and basically that will unlock different buildings and different joints and that sort of thing that we can run, because the whole thing's based off an economy, which you can see up the top right, where I've got currently 5.5 grand of dirty money, I've got $265 of clean money, I've got a storage limit of 80, and which I'm using 54. I've got beer, which I'm producing, which I'm using, I've got 35 in stock. I'm producing liquor, where I've got 9 in stock, and I have 10 firearms. And then below that, I've got a 70 like rating and a feared rating of 23. And all the buildings and stuff that you build, have an effect on that. So here we have a speakeasy that I set up. So they sell liquor and booze and beer, really. And so I earn dirty money from the liquor and the beer that they sell. And over here is a brewery, which is making beer. And up here is a distillery, which is making liquor. And each of these has different things like upgrades and that sort of thing. So this one I can increase production for 500 dirty money, which I will do. I can make diluted alcohol, which costs 300 dirty money. It'll increase my efficiency, but it'll also decrease my liked rating. And my liked rating isn't heaps high at the moment. It's high, but it's not heaps high, so I'm not going to do that, because that all has effects on different things. And you can also see up the top right, there's 2 stars left on that heat rating, which is how much the cops are interested in what you're doing. And if you do get too much, you can go along and you can bribe a deputy and call in a favor to basically clear off your heated rating. But what's the point? Well, at the moment I have this objective, which is essentially to head over to this city that we're in right now, or part of the city I should say, and establish a protection racket and take out the competition, which is what the big boss wants us to do, so that's what we are doing. Down the bottom I've got my gang, who I send out to do jobs and stuff, so if I want to set up a brewery or something, I have to send someone to go and do that. And you can see right now someone's completed a task, which is the big tick, so if I click on that...
racket job isn't going to send a clear message, as long as there are other rackets running in the neighborhood.
And I just set up a protection racket, so that's why we've got that message. So essentially what you need to do is make the other protection rackets disappear, buy them, bankrupt them, or drive them out. Anything will do. Blah, 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 blah. So I need to eliminate the other protection rackets. So this is one that I just set up. But before we look at that, we've got this screen here, which is also jobs that we can do. So if we want to say we've got a surplus of beer, I could go sell beer to these guys for a set price. And again, I have to send one of my crew members or gang members on a mission to go and do that. So they'll be gone for a little bit of time while they go and sell that stuff. Or sometimes you can buy stuff from people. So let's say I want to loan some money. I need a loan of $250. You'll get 10 payments of 40. So I could make potentially about 150 bucks on my initial investment. Other times there'll be people who are selling stuff or buying stuff. So these guys are buying. One of them's selling beer. One of them's buying beer. This lady's buying liquor. These guys are all buying firearms. And that's just kind of another way to gain resources and that sort of thing. But I don't use it heaps, I have to say. I only use it when I'm really flush with money. And so what else have we got?
Boss, a respected member of the community lives here. Our community. He's called Mr. Wolf.
Blah, 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 blah. Meet Mr. Wolf. Okay, so that's another thing. So these houses with eye icons above them.
Boss, do you know about the heat thing? Usually every action that makes us feared puts more heat on our tail.
So blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we know about heat. That's cool. But if there's an eye icon over a building, it means that there's something you can do there. So we can go and meet Mr. Wolf in this quiet little house. So let's go visit him with our boss. So we're sending him over there to do that. And that's cool. And these ones with pink are things owned by other people. So here's a protection racket that we need to get rid of. Because we're trying to get rid of the opposition's rackets. This is a empty joint that we can buy and rent the premises of. And we'll do that right now so that we can establish something there. And here's a speakeasy that's run by someone else. Here's a brewery that's run by someone else. And the green ones are... Oh, we'll look at that in a sec. The green ones we can buy beer from. We can raid to steal beer, which will essentially make them more pissed off with us. Over here we can buy liquor or firearms. And it's basically that sort of thing over and over. But for now, let's have a look at what our guys have been doing.
Pleased to finally meet you. My name is Frank Joseph, but you can call me Mr. Wolf.
So this is the wolf that we've tried to... that we've just met. The Northside factory wants to fire locals because of low profits. Bring me their financial records. It will save the neighborhood and test your worth. So this is kind of a side objective, to obtain the factory's financial records. See how our other dude went in
I'll drink to that.
purchasing this. So he just purchased this joint, so we can establish a joint here. So these are the different types of things we can establish. Now I want to establish a pharmacy, perhaps, although I don't know. I'm not so sure anymore. And they all have different effects, like stat effects. So I could put in a pawn shop, which will generate incoming clean money. It'll also be dependent on my feared rating, and my feared rating's fairly low. I think I'm just going to go with the speakeasy because they will sell my beer and my liquor for dirty money, and dirty money's fine, but sometimes you do get objectives where you need clean money to be able to buy stuff. But we're going to head over here because this is where they want us to go, and I think this would be a combat one. Although I'd treat this guard... Yeah, let's send our boss over to do that.
A real boss ain't
So that's that objective we just got where we had to go over and try and schmooze our way into getting some stuff out of them to give to that dude. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is how the resource management side of it goes. You upgrade buildings, you generate resources by setting up breweries or liquor stores or whatever. You affect your liked rating and your feared rating by setting up different types of organizations and stuff. Let's send one of our guys to go talk to these people, because that sort of building with the question mark will reveal other joints all around that area. So you got to kind of schmooze people and bribe people to find out where all these things are. And yeah, that's pretty much the game. I'd say it's pretty good. I've really been enjoying it so far.
There's a reason why I'm the boss.
So now I've gained access to the factory. So this will be a combat one if I break in, which I'm not going to do right now because we've already seen some combat. But I think it's a nice balance between the amount of combat and the other side of stuff, this side of stuff. We can also look at things like our crew, and there are different stats and that sort of thing for each gang member. So you can see at the moment Doc, he's a bit sick at the moment. Let's have a look at him. But there's all these stats for everybody, which are very useful, I guess, and very deep. I don't get into them too much because at the end of the day I'm not too fussed. I just like to play the game, and I'm not really a deep kind of statistically minded strategist kind of guy. But we can see if we've got persistent wound, which one are we looking for? The one that he had, but there's a whole lot of information on each of them. And so his wound at the moment is, it's a bit clunky, the whole interface. Like, especially when you're using a gamepad, it might be different for keyboard and mouse. So at the moment he's got vertigo, so his maximum courage is reduced by 50%, which is kind of shit. There's all the info on different talents, different weapons and attacks and that sort of thing, different attributes. So these are all the attributes that can be assigned to your gang member. And yeah, so there's all that deep kind of customization as well, which I don't really pay that much attention to. But I think it's interesting nonetheless, and I'm happy that it's there. And obviously there's other dudes that I haven't unlocked yet and all that kind of thing, and there's other dudes here that I haven't been using, because they all have different weapon specialties and all that kind of stuff. And if you know anything about these sorts of games, you'll know what the deal is. But yeah, that's essentially where I'm going to leave it, because I think that shows a little bit of combat and it shows you a little bit of the resource management. Obviously there's more to it when you actually get into it, and I could probably make a much longer video, even though this one might end up being long, longer than I expected anyway. But I would say it's definitely worth it, and you can pick this game up relatively cheap on Steam and on GOG.com, and I'm sure other places as well, no doubt. And check the description for links, because there'll be links to those. And I think it's really worth checking out, especially if you don't want to fork over the, you know, bigger price tag to get something like the new XCOM game or something like that, because that's essentially why I got it, because I was like, I'm really interested in playing this type of game, because I think I wanted to try it out, and I haven't really played many of these sorts of games before. Let's see what this dude's doing.
Leave me alone now.
Yeah, so now you can see that he's found some different places of interest. But, yeah, I haven't played many games with this type of gameplay before, so I really wanted to check it out, and XCOM kind of intrigues me and stuff, but for the cost of it, I can't really justify it when I don't really know anything about it, and I haven't ever played a game like that. So, not that this needs to be compared to that, because I'm sure this is quite different in its own right, and there's a lot of pluses and minuses probably in comparison regardless. But as someone who hasn't played many of these sorts of games before, and who has just been trying it out and playing this one and really enjoying it, I would definitely recommend trying it out and having a go, because for the price as well, it's a nice, cheaper version to get into this style of game, I'd say. And it's still quite enjoyable. And it's still very much something I would be happy playing, and I will continue to be happy playing, because I'm going to keep playing it. So that's why I wanted to do this video. But I'm going to leave it there. I hope that tells you a thing or two, perhaps, or at least shows you a little bit about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.